Welcome, everyone, to the season finale of the Side Draft Podcast. We're still going to be uploading videos throughout this point, but today we're just going to talk about the NASCAR season and our season doing race reviews. So first up, we're just going to talk about what we thought of the NASCAR season from Daytona to Homestead.
Well, I thought, it was a really good year. We had, some new winners and seen the Fords have a lot of strengths and two drivers winning 8 races. That's kind of unheard of. Because just 2 drivers won the majority of the races.
Yeah, and it's crazy that neither one of them was holding the trophy at Homestead.
Yeah, they dominated the season, but it comes out at one race, and it was a tough battle at Homestead. So it was a really fun race.
Yeah, we had a lot of awesome things happening this year. We got to see the big 3, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, and Harvick just, nail down some wins at the beginning of the year, and won like 3 in a row, like every other week, and we had Austin Dillon winning the Daytona 500, bringing the 3 back in victory lane. And, it's been like 20 years since then. So it was like, it helps the newer fans and also helps the older fans as well, that they take those memories of the 3 car going to victory lane. And then the week after that, Kevin Harvick wins the race in Atlanta and does a salute to Dale Sr., with, just like he did in his first victory at Atlanta. So
yeah, it's been some wild finishes this year too. See at Daytona, it's like everybody's crashing at the end, and then you go to the Roval, and the third place driver wins because the first 2 wreck each other, and then go down to Martinsville, and Giuliano does the bumper run and wins the race, and I mean it's just pretty cool finishes.
It's crazy. Most of those involve Martin Truex Jr. So
yeah.
Thank you, Martin, for those great finishes, even though you didn't get the victory. But we got to see, a lot of people were saying that it was just boring to see the big 3 win every week. But I thought it was very cool to see these guys just, make history. And we got to see some other teams step up. We saw Logano at Homestead, step up, use some strategy, worked hard on the pit crew, making the pit crew, give him that position, because if he wasn't in that position, Truex would have easily won, at Homestead. So, it was really cool to see how everyone reacted to the big 3 and how the big 3 reacted to everyone's reactions.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The first ever Roval race this year. And I thought that was real interesting. I thought it brought some energy to the sport, and everybody's just at first like, how's it going to be? It's going to be, a lot of wrecks, and then it turned out to be a really good race.
Yeah, a lot of people were, really worried about, was the Roval going to be good? And we saw Martin Truex Jr., Jimmy Johnson. Johnson hasn't won all year. He's going to be aggressive, and he was in that very last corner. Gave it just a little bit too much brakes, just spun it around. Got into Jimmy. Jimmy, backed up into Truex, and then the third place car, Ryan Blaney, right behind, then Jamie McMurray's right behind him, and everyone's like, where's the third place car? And we looked over there, we saw that battle going on, and Ryan Blaney wins the race.
Yeah, I mean, it's been some really cool races this year.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder how crazy next year is going to be. Everyone's going to be bunched up together, and it's going to be just wild.
Yep. I mean, you finally get a lot of speed in the cars, now they're going to take them away.
Yeah, and it's crazy because this year was successful, and I think if we would have kept going with this package, I think next year would have been even better. But you can't really argue with what NASCAR is going towards. I personally do not like the way that they're going, but they may change my mind next year.
I don't know if they're going to save a lot of money doing it this way or what. We'll just have to see.
Even though I'm kind of a little disappointed in their decision, but if they're able to change my mind and I ended up liking this, I'll applaud them for that. Just like the Roval, I wasn't sure how that was going to go, and ended up being A plus.
Yeah, I kind of see the cars for next year, and all I want to do is say "ka-chow"
Yeah,
because Lightning McQueen is what it looks like, got the big wing on the back. So that's funny.
there's a lot of things about racing that is going to just go away next year, and I'm not sure how I'm going to adapt to it, but it'll be fine. It'll be fun, but
Yeah, the other thing is going back to the Roval, and everybody didn't really sure how that was going to be. They thought everybody's going to be wrecking out on lap 2 or something, but it may turn out to be some real good races that year.
Yeah, we saw at Chicagoland. We might see some more Chicagoland finishes. We're just one bump to one guy, then he gives a bump return and he spins, and then Dale Jr. screaming side job. So
well, yeah, there might be a lot of third place winners.
yeah, always running third, don't run in first. Do not run in first of these types of races next year, because you're gonna get wrecked. You're going to get wrecked by the second place car, and the second place car is going to get into that wreck, and then third place is going, oh, bye, thanks for the win. But it was a very good season. So Joe Logano ends up winning the championship, overcoming the big three, learning, being there in the shadows, learning what to do in these situations, wins the championship, and just a really awesome season.
Yeah, it turned out to be, kind of a Stewart-Haas domination season, and you come find out Roger Penske wins the championship.
Yeah, Stewart-Haas and Penske, I think they really worked together throughout the races, and they really showed some dominance there, and even gave some of the Toyotas some questioning. Were they really that slow last year, or were they just step up their game?
The biggest surprise was like Brad Keselowski. He come into the playoff really strong, win 3 races in a row, and he didn't make it to the final 8. It come down to like Talladega when it ran out of gas and stuff, and if he wouldn't have got wrecked by Eric Almirola, maybe he might have been in there. So maybe next year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about the playoffs is now it comes down to 3 races every round. Even though you have a lot of stage points, if you get crashed and then have a bad race the next week and don't win the next week, you're done. It doesn't matter how good you are. I think these playoffs doesn't define the champions, the champions truly, but it is what we're used to, what we're going to have to get used to.
Yeah, you pretty much got to survive to the end. You got to use strategy to get you to the final 4, and then find a way to win that race.
Yeah, and it's just a product of the new 2018 style, and we're going to see it more and more. I don't think we're going to go back to the old way. I think we're just going to embrace what we have.
And then this year we had the new Camaro, and it seemed like the teams kind of struggled with it at first.
Yeah, and they worked on their cars, and eventually Chase Elliott got him 3 wins in the season. Kyle Larson came very close, just never could get the luck. We saw at Homestead, he was really dominant, but one little mess up there, and his career, or not his career, but his day is done, and doesn't get a win in the season.
Yeah, you had the fastest car at Homestead, but if you're up there just inches off the wall, you're just gonna eventually get into the wall, and that's pretty much what ended his day.
So if you were to give this season a rating, from 1 being the worst, 10 being the best season ever, what would you give it?
Wow. I'd say it's got to be up there around 7 or 8.
Yeah, I would say a 7. It wasn't the best, just because like the first half was kind of dull. Same people winning, not really much strategy going on, but no sort of drama anywhere. But towards the other half of the season, we had some really great races, which really, if we would have had that all season long, we'd have had one heck of a season.
Yeah, because I think they ended real well. There's a lot of good finishes, good battles, and new guys getting up there and mixing it up, and ones you don't really see a whole lot of, and it's just I believe once the playoff started and it just picked up a little bit.
Yeah, and we actually got to go to around 3 or 4 races this season, and we had some great experiences there. Started off at the 600, and then the next one we went to was the Roval, which that was the first race we had some cold passes for. We got to go to the garage for the very first time and meet some awesome people, works on the teams, and that was really interesting.
Yeah, you got to talk to a few people, some of the hauler drivers and stuff, and really got to know them a little bit and know some of the crew guys. And I think it really amps up your experience at the track. It's more than just going to the track and and watching the race, but you just get down there in the garage and you feel that energy, and it's just so amazing, and all the stuff that goes on down there, and just I think if you go into a race, you need to get some passes down there to some cold passes or some hot passes, and really get down there around the cars and pit boxes and the crew guys, and just really, I think it just amps up your experience.
Yeah, we've been in the races for years, and first time going down there, and it was like the best time of our lives. So definitely, if you can get some cold passes or hot passes, definitely do that. It will make your day 100% better. From you actually get to be down with the crews, and may even meet your favorite driver down there.
Yeah, they made my experience a little better this year, because I took my scanner and I got to code frequencies, and I got to listen to some drivers as they was going around the track, and just really get. It's like you just all went inside the car and just real involved, and it makes it a whole lot better.
Yeah, and first time going to Martinsville as well, and got to saw that amazing finish there with Joe Logano and Martin Truex Jr. And the crowd there was just amazing.
Yeah,
the crowd reaction to that was just awesome. We had people chanting things, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun at Martinsville, and you can really tell it's just everybody's excited about the race, and whether people like to finish or not, I mean, it was just good, hard racing, and I think it's just that's what gets people excited about NASCAR.
Yeah, and that rivalry between different drivers, different fans, that really boosts the experience there.
Yeah, we got to our seats at Martinsville. This one guy said he's a Kyle Busch fan. I said, well, I think we can get along. But it don't matter who your driver is. You like to joke around with the people, and just get to know other fans, and I think that's what NASCAR's about and racing's about. Just it ain't like you go to a football game. There's only like 2 different teams. I mean, you got about 40 different drivers out there, and it's all mixed together.
There's 39 people that's going to go home upset.
Yeah.
And then there's one type of people that's going to be, heck yeah, we won the race, So.
It ain't like a couple years ago when Dale Jr. was driving. It's like when he wrecks in the race, after the crowd leaves, like, where they going? Oh, Junior's out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not something we see much anymore, but still definitely happens. But with that, we had a great 2018 season going to the races. We're looking forward to going to even more next year. So possibly even Bristol. We'll see about that. We may get to do some vlogs at the track, which, starting probably tomorrow, we're going to start recording some vlogs, giving you something to watch during the off season. I have no clue how that's going to go.
Yeah, because I had never vlogged before, so it'll be an experience.
But talk a little bit about the podcasting year. Of course, we haven't did the whole entire season. I started off doing Incredicast, which was another podcast that unfortunately had some issues, and we had to make a new channel, and that's how Side Draft got created. And we started off on the weekend of Iowa, so there was no uh, cup race that week. We started off just doing Xfinity and truck because Incredicast was still going on. We didn't know what was going to go with Incredicast.
Yeah, initially, the idea was we'll start side draft. We'd just talk about the truck series and the Xfinity series, and then you and your friend could do the Cup series on Incredicast. And the idea was, you just get two channels and try to help each other out, but it didn't work out that way, and so we're just doing all three series now.
Yeah, and with that, we started doing the race reviews, and we were okay, I would say, when we started.
Yeah, I was very nervous. I'm like, oh Lord, I couldn't even hear my voice on the recording and stuff. But I eventually got past that and get through my nerves and stuff. So I'm still working on.
I think we both are showing a lot more personality during these. Like when we first started, it was just didn't really make any hand movements, didn't really make any jokes. We just kind of sat there like a brick or something, just talking.
It was the truck series.
Yeah, we it was very boring. When we started, and we somehow kept getting 20 views when we started. That was because this channel used to be a gaming channel.
Thank y'all. Y'all so nice.
And I'm pretty sure everyone was confused why this podcast is showing up, which I probably should have just started a new channel, but it's really difficult to, brand a new channel nowadays, even though, with 500 and some subscribers, it's still not easy. But
yeah, there was some, subscribers when you was doing the NASCAR races and stuff, the gaming.
Yeah, we had some that's probably still enjoying the podcast. I'm not sure, we don't get too many comments nowadays, but we're trying to get there, trying to make the climb. I'm just not sure how you transition. Some people just start day one and they got millions of comments. Me, all the years I've tried to do YouTube, it's just I've never been able to get any. So, which we had a few this year. Thank you to all those who have supported us. But one of the best ideas we've ever had was the Why Fans Love series. We started off really, 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 really good, because we started off doing Brad Keselowski. I don't know why, but he was the person that come to my mind when we really get some good fan comments. The personality, the how patriotic he is, and how nice he is. And then we did the video. We got some comments from Team Penske Nation, which so far of all the Facebook groups we've worked with, they've been the nicest, and they've a lot of Facebook groups didn't even want me on there, asking for some comments about their driver, and none of them second guessed it, and they gave us some reasons why they love Brad Keselowski, and gave some really strong comments.
Yeah, they just overwhelmed us with comments, and we just really loved the comments that they gave us, and it was really heartfelt, and I could really see that they're why they really are on Team Penske Nation. So I was really glad to hear from them.
Yeah, and did the video. We messed up a ton of times because we had no clue what to expect, and we still mess up from time to time on this podcast, but when we started out, we was really bad.
Yeah, the idea come from was wanting to do something different that anybody else out there had and did. And then we're like, why don't we just talk about why people like their drivers? And I ain't really sure where it come from, but we pondered on it for a couple of weeks, and you just had to just pick one driver at a time and talk about it, and Brad come to mind, and it just took off.
The night that we uploaded it, not even 15 minutes, that was the length of the video, and I checked my phone, and it said one notification. I was like, I wonder who that was. Probably some person just liked it. No, it was Brad Kozlowski. He replied, and that just gave us an overwhelming amount of people with just all these nice things to say about what we said in the podcast, and the main thing really was just all these people that was excited that their comment got viewed by Brad.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I mean, was doing the videos, wasn't getting a lot of views, and he was kind of feeling down a little bit. And then here comes this video. We're talking about Brad, and he, tweets us back, and that just gave you so much enthusiasm and energy.
Yeah, that made the Y Fans Love series really strong. We wanted to keep doing it, which we are coming back next week with the Y Fans Love Joey Logano. So I'm looking forward to bringing the series back. It's a fun series to record. We just could not ever top, what happened there. I don't think we'll ever, we may top it with views one day, but we'll never top the pure emotion we felt with, the very first driver that noticed you. I've been YouTubing for like 5 years or so, and nothing like that has ever happened. It's just one of those moments you couldn't even sleep because you was excited.
Yeah, I think I was more excited seeing the look on your face, the size you was to is more than anything.
Yeah, well, because I've always wondered what people thought of the videos, and no one really comments too often. But to hear so many people have some positive things about, it's just a picture of us talking. It's just simple. But people still had so many nice things to say, and it showed me how nice the NASCAR community can be, even though sometimes you go on Twitter and you see all these awful things. But there is a good side to this community.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what we're gonna do at Side Draft. We just want to bring out more positivity. A lot of drivers get a lot of hate and stuff, and we just want to bring more positivity to the driver and to the fans, and to show everybody that you can be positive and get somewhere.
Yeah, I see a lot of drivers. They only respond to hate comments, which I can understand. You want to, bash the haters. You want to tell them like it is, dab on the haters, as Jake Paul says. But it is much better to respond to much more positive comments, and I think if you respond to a fan as just a mega fan and they want to be there to uplift their driver, that makes their day too, and it's just a win-win.
Yeah, and the hardest part is trying to reach out to the fans and try to get their thoughts and why they like the drivers, and it really, like, some of the Facebook fan groups is about the only place we know to go, and Twitter, and we don't really get a whole lot of comments back on Twitter sometimes, and if anybody's got any ideas how we can reach the fans, we just like to be friends with the fans, friends with the drivers, and we just like to be have a good community.
Like, I see a lot of drivers complain about the media and how they are, and it, throughout the season I've seen that more. Like, you saw Ryan Blaney's tweet to the media. Really, I don't want to be that way to the drivers. I don't want to be that annoying podcast, which we probably were sometimes, but I'd like to be just a podcast. If we ever somehow get a driver on, we just hang out with them, have a normal everyday talk with them, and possibly gain some friendship with some of the drivers.
Yeah, I can understand some of the drivers, like, went to the races, and, like, I know people want to get the driver's autograph and stuff, and that's fine, but it seems like they want to bull rush him, and they got a lot to do on the race day, and they got these interviews to do, that interview to do. They got to get prepared for the race, and it's just, that's really tough for the drivers sometimes, and I like to go just follow a driver around one day, just see what he goes through.
Maybe we could do an episode on that someday. We'd have to get a driver that would be okay with us stalking them.
Yeah. Any drivers out there, let us do that.
We won't go in the bathroom with you. It's all right. We'll wait outside the door like a lost puppy. But
That's what I was talking about. Was it in the end feels like, should we wait at the bathroom for the driver to come out?
this is what a driver does when he goes in here, guys. Yeah, maybe we can do an episode on that someday.
Yeah, what do you do if you go into the restroom and the driver's in there? I mean, that's kind of a no talk zone, right?
Well, imagine if you go to like one of those outhouses and you're waiting using the bathroom. Then Jimmy Johnson comes out of the bathroom. Like, how would you feel?
Boom, it's Jimmy Johnson.
I can't shake his hand. Do I want him to sign anything? I don't know.
Hey, what would you do?
3 people ahead of us, Jimmy. But
So you go ahead. I want to talk to Jimmy.
the bathroom can wait. Hey, Jimmy, I'm about to crap my pants.
Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah, this season's been really great. We had some ups and downs. We had days where we were just doing some great videos, great views, which it's funny to say great views because 20 is great to me at this moment. And there's some people that is every second they get the best video we've ever had.
Yeah, just look at the Roval review. For Xfinity, I think it got over 100.
124, which is crazy.
And I was like, wow. I mean, it showed everybody's interested in the Roval. I think that was one of the best things that Sharp Speedway could ever do. Is make something just different. I think that's what a lot of fans want to do. Is just they want to see something different. They want to hear something different, and maybe that's why they started packages for next year.
So, got an idea. Any of you racetracks can do it. One word: jump. We need a jump. We need a ramp.
Oh Lordy.
We need rally NASCAR.
I don't know if he's these new cars now with the splitters going to be able to.
No, they won't, but it'll be fun.
I know there's been a lot of jumps and stuff when people go through the grass, like at Texas or somewhere. And I think it's why Charlotte took all the grass out there.
Yeah, you saw like at the Roval the Turtles, Eric Jones did that leapfrog there.
Yeah.
Bubba Wallace, I think, did that a few times, but yeah, the Roval was just one of those exciting weekends. Didn't know what was going to happen. We could have a new winner. Could have a big 3 win, but we saw Ryan Blaney win.
Yeah, that's just pretty awesome, and he go down in record books as being the very first driver to win there.
And then next year we'll see how the package runs with the Roval. Could see closer racing.
Yeah, could be a lot more cars racing.
Everyone follow Brad.
To the wall.
To the window. To the wall. But yeah, it's been a great season, and great to top it off with a long streak of good videos. I think this is the first time we went 10 views in a row for 10 straight videos, which a lot of people can say that they can easily do that, but for us that's a great milestone, and hopefully next year we'll laugh at that.
Yeah, we'll continue to try to improve ourselves and improve the videos, and maybe eventually one day we'll have some better software where we can actually show some video.
I'm going to try to experiment with that next year with a new series. You know that NASCAR Fantasy Live game. I'm going to try to somehow make the studio look presentable for the camera, and then we're going to talk about our picks probably for like 5 minutes. So like this year how we did things, we made our picks within the race review. Next year we're going to wait till like Thursday maybe, make our pick there on the side draft Fantasy Live picks or something like that. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet.
Yeah, but maybe just do all our picks and like for the Camping World Truck Series and Xfinity and the Cup all in one.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's how it'll be. And we'll talk about that for like just a few minutes. Go to Xfinity, go to Cup.
Yeah, because sometimes when we did our picks, on that weekend, on the weekend before, by the time the race got there, I was like, "Who did I pick?"
Yeah, I'd like to somehow get like a whiteboard right here and maybe just write down our pick or something like that, and that way we'll always know who it is. But I need to go back and see how many times our picks were right with the race winner, and I want to see how better we get throughout the seasons.
Yeah.
Which next year, of course, we're going to start with the Daytona 500 and speed weeks and all that stuff, and we'll have a lot more correct than we did this year.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to brag, but I picked Joey to win Homestead. Where's my fruit basket? Because I predicted it, But
yeah, I gave Harvick bad luck. Just kidding.
Harvick's going to come here tomorrow. Thanksgiving dinner.
He won't be happy then.
He's going to have like a boxing glove. No, he's not. He's going to have like a metal boxing glove. He's going to be like, come here. And that will be this will be our last side draft video. Harvick's going to destroy us both.
We'll put the end there.
Or happy ending.
Yeah. Happy. He'd be the closer. We'll close it out for.
Who is that?
Oh well.
Of course, like I said, we're going to keep going. Why fans love. Maybe not every week. Maybe every other week. As soon as we get enough comments to make a very good, presentable video for you guys to watch. Because I feel like I want to go back and redo some of them, like Eric Almirola's, where we only had 2 people, and I don't think it did him justice. I don't think it did the fans justice. There's a few others like that. We still need to do a Clint Boyer one. Just couldn't ever get any fans to comment. The Facebook groups kicked me off, so really appreciated that.
Yeah, we really want to do it Elliott Sadler ever since he was retiring this year, but we just couldn't get no comments either.
One day that will not be a problem. One day it'll be a problem. We have too many. Yeah. Maybe. We'll see. But we're gonna do vlogs and why fans love throughout the off season. Possibly some more series. Just really depends on what we see fit.
Yeah, might even get some good trying to talk about some truck drivers too. So which I believe it's we could get some ARCA or truck series drivers on the show much easier than we could getting like a legend on the show. But if we could somehow get at least somebody on here, maybe I'd like to do like some sort of reaction video to what they think of what the fans say about them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We got to meet Brad this year too, so that's pretty awesome.
So I'd really like to have Brad be one of the ones we do a reaction to what the fans said. I know he's already watched it, but just bring back some of those comments back and read them off to him and see what he says about the fans. And that's going to make the fans really excited that he reacted to their comment.
Yeah, it's really tough in that video because we really weren't sure how to go about it and what to say.
Yeah.
But after Brad commented, it just made you want to do a better job and try to talk a little better about the drivers.
I think after that's when we started getting really good. Because we started increasing our vocabulary, because before we said the same words every race.
Very good.
That's very good. That's really good.
But that wasn't very good, was it?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was just an awesome season. I'd like to thank everyone who we've met along the way, all the drivers who's liked or commented. Noah Gregson's liked a few. Jordan Anderson's been one of the ones that's, gave us some views here and there, and some likes on Twitter, and it's always awesome when a driver does that and shows their support for their fans.
Yes, it gives the fans a little bit of encouragement. And, it just builds that you know enjoyment for the driver and everything. So
Yeah, and I really can't wait till next year where we can do the entire season. Because like this year we started halfway through, but next year we're gonna start off from speed weeks. I'd like to have some sort of preseason video where we make some very bold picks for the entire season. I'm going to try to go ahead and pick the final four preseason. That'll be probably a week before speed weeks, so look forward to that. And Creditcast did a Super Bowl podcast. We are not doing that because that was just a train wreck.
it'd be interesting doing a 24-hour Daytona, but I don't know if I can keep up with it 24 hours.
we would probably need to do like a live reaction to that and have different people. We do it for like 3 hours, and then we switch out with another podcast. I think we'd probably have to. We would have to collaborate with some other podcasts out there.
That'd be a tough race to.
It would be a cool collaboration though, because like you could have us doing like the first 3 to 5 hours maybe, and then switch off to another podcast and does the next 5, and then the next 5, and then that'd be pretty cool. I believe that's all we have for this year's season finale. If you're only here for the race reviews, can't wait to have you back for next year. But if you're interested in why fans love and also the vlogs, we'll see how that goes. It could be a train wreck. I don't know. We'll see. But
if there's something y'all have idea that you like to see us do, or just hit us up on Twitter or comment to our video. Just we like to hear from our fans, and we'll see what everybody thinks.
Yes, as we put our thoughts to a close, 2018 season's over. Unfortunately, Saturday and Sunday is going to be a depressing time. No NASCAR. What am I going to do? But
I'm going to have to go outside and spin donuts.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see how the off season goes. It may be rough, but we'll see how everything goes. So, see you next time on the Side Draft Podcast.